Everyone, welcome back. Checking on the cantaloupes here. You can see that the herbicide we use seems to have been be working. So we planted these things, I think they've been planted 6 days, but now it has been very hot, and you can see they're coming up. And I've got a few weeds in there, but there's another one up. These are the cantaloupes. There's another one up. There's one up. So yeah, they're coming out of the ground, which is a good thing. There's some watermelons. We run out of cantaloupe seed. I don't see none coming up here yet. I'm just kind of looking and talking at the same time. Believe it or not, as wet as it's been, we could use a little shower of rain. And it looks like we're forecast to get some tonight and tomorrow. So that's one reason we didn't try to go to the field today. I actually got the PTO corn sheller out that I have got for sale, and you know, dealing with people that's trying to buy something can be frustrating, to say the least. I believe that the watermelon, I know the watermelons are down here in these short rows, but looks like we're getting pretty good weed control. It would have been better if we'd had a shower of rain on it after I think that those are watermelons. Yeah, I know those are watermelons. So, you know, there should be one right here. Let's look and see. Should be one right down in here somewhere. Unless it got planted a little too deep, which happens. And I would say right there it is. So, but yeah, that's a good sign. They're coming up. Other than a garden, I've never grown watermelons or cantaloupes, but I like growing new things, trying new things. You can see my weed control seems to be working pretty good on what weeds were existing. But there's some more. There's some more. Idea was put them about somewhere between 4 and 6 feet apart in a row, and 6 feet between rows. We want to give them about 25 square feet of room per plant. That's kind of the recommendation. But you know, like I said, I've never grown them, so who knows. We'll see what happens. As much fertilizer we put out on them, they should take off and do well. Yeah, I'm arrowhead hunting. Everybody else seems to do it, so why not, right? But they look good. But I do have the PTO driven corn sheller for sale. And you know, you always have your low ballers that just irritate the crap out of me. But anyhow, the other day I talked about the graphite. I guess it was yesterday, I don't know, that I'd gotten from Sloan, and I couldn't get it locally. No one locally had it. Normally I try to buy everything locally. Dealing with people face to face, they seem to be, it's been my experience that seems to hold them to a little higher standard, and I like that. But I've still never heard nothing from the other company, and I did not send them a link to the video. That just ain't right. We'll let them, you know, character is what you do when no one's watching. So let's see what they do. I will tell you who it is at some point. So whether they do right, do wrong, whatever, we will talk about who they are at some point. So but anyhow, we're just and you can see the breeze is picking up, and clouds coming in. There's living in the mountains all my life, I know there's a storm not far away. So I can tell you, I can feel it. It's coming. You know, when I worked outside full time, which I don't now, but when I was cutting timber, I could tell you without fail if it was going to rain. It's funny, you get accustomed to it after a while. But there's rain in that area. So I'm gonna set this corn shelter back up here at the barn, and anybody needing a, seems to be a good PTO driven corn shelter. You know, it needs some tinkering on it, but if you need a good one, let me know. I'll hook you up. We'll discuss price privately, but right here's what we got. It's a high band manufacturing model 100, I believe it is. It's actually in pretty good shape. You can still see the decal on it. The corn spout, you can see it's been broken, fixed back. I have it, I just haven't fixed it. I was going to use it, but it's got very minimal rust on it. Most of these are rusted out. It's got very little rust on it. Good PTO shaft. Looks like a baler shaft. Those are not cheap if you ever have to buy one. Needs belts, lubing up, running. The everything down in there, screens and everything's good shape. So we'll see if anybody wants it. But the goal is, it's supposed to rain tonight, possibly tomorrow. If it's not raining tomorrow evening, I got a little patch of hay I'm gonna cut next to the river. I gotta cut it regardless of the weather to get you guys situated here. And if it gets wet, it gets wet. But don't want to spill my corn shelter. I'm gonna try to mow it, and then what is today? Today's Tuesday, and then I'm gonna try to get the ground ready for the next round of corn. Start getting it ready for pumpkins, and try to plant that corn before the end of the week. And there's a good possibility, I ain't made my mind up yet, that I may replant that first planting. Every time I drive by that field, it just irritates me. So, you know, I may wind up replanting that. It's gonna push my harvest back a little later and do away with my earlier corn, but that gummit, I just don't like it. And I don't know whether there's gonna be enough yield in there to cover expenses. Of course, I'm gonna have more expenses in it if I replant it. So it's one of those situations, you know, farming. At some point, I'll have to make a decision on it and live with it. So if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you'll know when we put up a video. If you see a video you like, give it a thumbs up. If you have a question or comment, please do so. And until next time, take care of yourself.